Welcome to Main Street Sports. Ray Halbrook here. Hope you're having a great evening or afternoon here. A little rainy outside, and we're sporting today the Fighting Squirrels. Not that we're being any kind of traders by any means, but we wanted to represent a little Fighting Squirrel action from last night from our games. Say that again.
You're getting angry looks from the Festus guy sitting across from you.
I know that, but when they treat you right, you gotta tell them how it is. So here's our guys here, Mr. Schweigert, Mr. Pratt, and none other than the Jeff Whitener. How you doing, Jeff?
The Jeff Whitener is doing great. I'll just talk in the third person the whole time. First person there, whatever it is. I don't know. Jeff's doing great today, Ray.
Good.
That's just we've got. We thought we would shift the focus a little bit. We've been talking to coaches, obviously, and we've been. Since they started their season earlier, we've been focused on Brock and the JC Blazers, but now we're getting around to Festus. Festus normally the 2-5-3 team. This year, the Festus Diamond Club. But same team, different name, same workup, but obviously the schedule, as we've discussed before, a little different this summer for a lot of summer teams playing across all kinds of leagues and all kinds of venues. Wherever we can find a game, it's kind of a barnstorming type thing, and we're just happy to be bringing you guys baseball, and I'm sure you guys are just happy to be playing.
Oh, I'm happy to be on the field again.
It's one of those situations. You guys had your first games at home the other night, a doubleheader, a two-game sweep over Union. The Union had a great name. The COVID, what was it? The COVID Show Me Cats.
Show Me Cats.
COVID-19 Show Me Cats.
That it was.
I did not know that.
So you gotta love that,
right?
But what does it mean to both of you guys just to be back on the field finally? Caleb, we'll start with you.
Because college season got cut short, and we only got about 15 games in. But just being back on the field and being able to play with a great group of guys has just been something I've always loved to do. So having that back means a lot to me.
And for Charlie, an even longer drought. Charlie, how long was it between? For those who don't know, Charlie Pratt, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. Rehabbing an arm injury. So how long was it for you between games?
I think it's been 11 months since I'd been in an actual game, so I was pretty excited to get back out there.
I was going to say.
But I wasn't really promised that I was going to get back out there anyways, and then all of a sudden this COVID-19 happened, and I was like, well, there goes my year of eligibility again after the doctor already told me that I'd be able to return. And then all of a sudden Coach Bone pulled something out, and he was able to get some games and said that we were going to be playing Babe Ruth League, so that was pretty good to find out.
I'm glad you brought up Coach Bone, and I talked to him the other night and thanked him. And, I think that you could see in the crowd and the players and everything, everyone was so appreciative that what these coaches did behind the scenes to get these games played this summer.
Yeah.
I mean, the hoops that they had to jump through with local governments, with the health department, everything else. Dealing with normally their Legion posts, and then Legion not being able to sponsor any games and any teams. I gave them a big thank you. I know for me personally, and I know it meant a lot to you guys. But after the anthem, getting a run out on the field there after 11 months, that had to be a big moment for you.
Yeah, it was definitely. I'll never forget that. That's for sure.
Well, as we kind of mentioned at the end of last year, a 2-5-3 season, I guess was it right after the end of the year you went in for surgery?
I actually scheduled surgery when we were in Nebraska, and we were on the bus, and I'd called in scheduled surgery for I think 2 days after the championship game for the World Series. And then, I got off the plane. I think I wasn't allowed to drink or eat anything for 12 hours or something,
right.
And then went up to WashU and had surgery.
Can you explain, or do you want to explain the procedure you had done?
So basically, it's Tommy John, and they take my tendon from my arm, and then they cut you open right here. Then they sew the tendon back in, and then they can take a tendon from either your Achilles or here, or now they're starting to come out with technology where they have a synthetic type
they can
tendon.
Grow one or
yeah,
something.
They can make one, but it's not as trustworthy as a natural tendon. And it's best that you get one from your arm, they say, because having one from your leg, it's like a different type of material, or it's I don't know exactly what it is, but the doctor was explaining it to me. But yeah.
So I guess when I saw you during basketball season and you came to some games, you were still, I think, at a sling at the time. But when was how long was the rehab, and when was that over for you?
So I'm actually still going to rehab, but I'm not as much rehabbing as I am just trying to come back, be able to play every day, because just going there and Ernie Goddard at Axis Physical Therapy, he's great at what he does.
He's kind of one of the go-to guy for all of our local athletes.
The go-to guy, yeah. He gets me ready every single week. I go 2 times a week now, but in the beginning I think I went 3 times a week, and I wasn't even able to. At first, the most I could get out of my arm was, I was 25% able to bend it, and then they got me. I'm still not fully able to bend it, but they say that you'll never be able to bend it fully again, which you're not supposed to hyperextend your elbow anyways. I never knew that. But I was in the shoulder cast for 3 weeks, and then I was in a hard 90-degree brace for 3.5 months or something like that.
Right.
And then I got to take it off, and then I actually was taking the brace off and then going and playing catch and then putting the brace back on because they were scared I was going to fall or re-injure myself or something of the sort. But yeah.
Sure. No, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
So have you been thrown off the mound?
Yeah, I have been thrown off the mound. I just threw live to hitters 2 weeks ago, I think, but I still have about probably 3 weeks left of my throwing program for pitching off the mound, and then I should be back. But I feel good. I don't feel the same, but I feel good. I feel stronger.
So in the meantime, have you been teaching Caleb Schweigert all of your tricks on the mound, how to throw a decent breaking ball?
I haven't even been able to throw a breaking ball yet. I wish. Fastballs only.
Well, so this fall season now at St. Louis Community College, will you be playing this year, or because of COVID and because you were going to redshirt, right, as a freshman?
I am a redshirt.
So you're still going to redshirt, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So all right. So I just want to kind of figure out what was going on there because I didn't know if COVID changed anything.
Well, this fall I will be playing, but I redshirted last season.
Right.
Yeah.
So you were true redshirt last
Yeah.
year. So okay. So you will hopefully be able to get out there. And,
yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what I'm hoping for.
Throw some batters. Well, looking forward to that. Especially, obviously, when St. Louis Community College comes to play Jeffco. So it'll be awesome. Now, Caleb, for you, a little different story. No surgery, knock on wood.
Yeah.
But after the 2-5-3 season is over, you joined Fontbonne.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know, did you guys play a fall schedule at all? Or?
We did an inter-squad game. That was like a fundraiser. We played that at Carshield Field or the Rascal Stadium, wherever they play.
Sure.
Then we played a doubleheader against St. Charles Community College. Then that was it for the fall. We had practices every day, but after that St. Charles game, we kind of rested because it was more winter time then. But we'd still be in the weight room and work out. Then kids would do their own, exercises and workouts, I guess you could say.
Sure.
On their own time.
Well, then I guess in February, then you started the season, right? February 20.
Yeah.
You started a trip down in Florida, I believe.
We started out in Memphis. We were
okay.
down in Memphis for a weekend. Then I think we had 2 or 3 games in the middle of the week. Then I think it was March 1st is when we flew down to Orlando.
So you got to play or pitch in at least a couple of games, didn't you?
Yeah, we got about 15 games in, and I think after all those games were said and done, I got about 5 innings of pitching in.
You got just a taste of the D3 life there.
Yeah.
But what was that experience like, being able to hit the mound?
It was kind of exhilarating at first because I'm like, oh, this is a whole new atmosphere. This isn't going to be anything like high school. Then after the first 2 batters, the butterflies kind of flew away. Then everything just felt right back to normal, and I was back to myself on the mound.
Yeah, it goes, and we've seen that now that we've seen some of the junior 2-5-3 guys come up in their first game the other night. get the first couple of batters, you could see the jitters a little bit.
Yeah.
And then they settled in and go, hey, it's still the same game. You're still throwing to a batter. You still got a catcher, you know. And it didn't take long for them to figure it out. But so this time of year, you guys are both playing summer ball for the Festus Diamond Club, the team formerly known as Festus 253 Legion. Are you in constant communication, emails, texts, or anything with the coaching staffs at your respective schools? And how does that work right now?
Right now, like, I know Coach Good, he'll send us, like, texts every now and then, like, check it up on us, make sure, see how we're doing. Then besides that, no, like, we get a bunch of emails from school, but that's just, like, about class and stuff. But we haven't heard anything about moving on to campus or anything yet.
Okay. Anything from St. Louis Community College? I know we had Aaron Kudelik in here, head coach of the JC Blazers, and he has joined the St. Louis Community College coaching staff.
Who is
now.
that?
Aaron Kudelik, the head coach of the JC Blazers. And I know that he joined in the wintertime, so he didn't get to see you. Right. But he was looking forward to meeting you and seeing how you were doing. But any back and forth from?
Yeah, I've been talking to Brandon Gabler. He's my pitching coach there, and strength and conditioning coach. And he had to make a program for me since I had surgery. He wanted to make a specialized program for me for strength and conditioning, so I've been doing that a little bit. But I can't go as hard as I want, or else I'm not going to be able to play the field for Legion. And then I won't be able to get my other throwing in for the throwing program. So it's kind of like I have to balance it all out. I can't go too crazy, or else my arm just tightens up. I can't do anything. So
you're just trying to maximize your time on the field at this point.
Yeah,
so
that's all I'm trying to do.
It's a juggling act. That's a lot to ask of a young man your age.
Yes,
but and that kind of led me to my next question. And you talked about that a little bit, about your coaching staff giving you some specific goals for health and for working out and conditioning. What about you, Caleb? When everything was shut down, did they say, "Okay, guys, here's what we want you to do"? Did they give it anything specific? Or?
Well, they told us just to stay healthy and try not to get sick, but they didn't really give it.
Don't get COVID.
Yeah.
Is that what they said?
Yeah, but they didn't really. He didn't really tell us anything on what to do. But I've still been going to the gym every day and just doing like what I'd do if we were still in college season. I didn't change anything.
Yeah, it was a tough waiting game for everybody, but
yeah.
I guess the good thing is you guys probably had a lot of time to work out. I know when I saw Mike Brewer the other night, formerly 253, of course, folks know he was drafted last July by the Texas Rangers. When I saw Mike between games, it was very evident he'd been working out. He's added quite a bit of muscle to his frame.
Yeah, he's gotten a little bigger.
Yeah, it doesn't have that lean basketball body anymore,
nope,
you know.
No.
But so nothing specific from your coach as far as strength and conditioning at this point. And you don't know yet when you can report back to campus?
Yeah, we haven't heard anything about that kind of stuff yet.
What about St. Louis Community College?
I haven't heard anything yet. I haven't gotten an email for registering for classes or anything yet, so we'll see.
I can only tell you from my experience what I know of what Jefferson College is doing right now. The fall sport athletes are going to report on time in August, and they're going to be able to move into housing, et cetera, et cetera. What I'm hearing is the spring sport athletes, they're not going to report to the campus until October 1st, so I don't know how exactly that's going to work at that point. And I don't know if St. Louis is going to follow any kind of guidelines like that either. Right. I have no idea at this point. But switching gears a little bit here and talking about your roles, not only in high school, you guys are both former all-conference guys for your respective schools. Caleb Schweigert with St. Pius Lancers, Charlie Pratt with the Festus Tigers. You guys are kind of Swiss Army guys wherever they need you out on the field, multi-position players, et cetera, et cetera. And you fit this. Both of you have fit the same role for 253. Do you know, just offhand, if you can count up how many different positions you've played in high school and in college, you guys? Or for 253 as well.
I think I've played probably every position in high school in 253 besides shortstop and center field.
You think range would be an issue there? Is that what they're saying? Do you think?
I mean, maybe they doubt my speed. I think I'm a pretty fast kid, but who knows?
You are above average speed. I will give you that much. What about you, Charlie?
Same thing. Same positions.
Same exact
Yeah,
thing.
same exact positions. So, but I have a reason being for mine. I have concrete feet, so I don't blame them for that.
Although, didn't you run down that ball in left field the other night?
I did, but I think I just got a good jump on it. That was about it.
Even though everyone was telling you to drop it, not catch it.
I don't know. I was thinking about just dropping it, but I come in, and Coach Bone said that we probably should have taken the out, and then Coach Smetzer said, always take the out. So I kind of
even though they were yelling at you, and just to let folks know, that was game one, and Ray was calling the game there with Alex Neisler, runner on third, less than 2 outs, and a long foul ball down the left field line, and Charlie's got a good jump on it, and he made a really good catch on it in foul territory. But of course, it was easy for the runner to tag up and score at that point. The long story short, you were just confident in your offense. Coming back.
That's what it was. Just early in the game. It wasn't a tying run or anything.
There wasn't a run, sure.
Yeah.
Well,
just a free out.
Yep. Well, I guess the follow-up question to that is, you guys both have been pitching in college. Are you true pitcher only in college, or are they going to let you? You guys are pretty decent hitters, both of you.
I don't know. Like most freshmen at Fompon, like I talked to older guys, and they said not a lot of freshmen will get a bunch of like at-bats, which I kind of expected to because it's freshman year, so no big deal. But I got to see quite a few times on the mound, and I enjoyed it. But I think in my future, I probably will be out in the field, because if I'm not pitching and he has me either out in right field or at third base.
Okay, so that makes sense as far as and that's some of the normal positions we've seen you play at as well. What about you, Charlie? Are you a PO?
I don't. I mean, if the coach asked me to grab a bat, I probably will. I was going down there as a two-way guy, but I mean,
if your team is up, in the 7th inning by 9 runs, are you going to go lobby your coach at that point? Say, look, throw me in a bat or anything.
No, I'm not gonna. I don't think so. I don't. It's I look at my arm like a car, and it's got an odometer on it. So however many throws I'm throwing out in the field, or how many throws I won't be able to throw again. That's about how I look at it now.
Well, that's I can totally understand that mentality after going through what you've gone through. I tell you what, guys, we're going to take a break, quick break. We're going to pay some bills and talk to our sponsors a little bit. Ray's going to take us out, and we'll come back in part 2 of the Main Street Sports Show coming up on Livestream STL.
We'll be right back.
Since their inception in 1980, SMCI has always been about high integrity and treating people the way you would want to be treated, just like family. Mostly known as a commercial contractor, SMCI has now decided to give the family treatment to everyone. They are now opening their residential department to the public as Home by SMCI, so everyone can experience the home treatment. Everyone deserves maximum comfort in their very own home. Isn't it time you come home? Contact SMCI at 636-337-4444 or on the web at homebysmci.com.
Today's event is brought to you in part by Blue Tiger Media. Whether it's trivia nights, MC duties, DJ services, or commercial voice work, Blue Tiger Media has you covered. Call Jeff Widener today at 314-852-1433 or visit us on Facebook. Blue Tiger Media. You supply the power. We supply the fun.
That Ray, and I'll say real quick, I really admire what you guys do with this. I think everybody who's ever tuned into one of these, whether it's a Legion game, whether it's a high school baseball game, with basketball, football, whatever it is, I've heard nothing but tremendous feedback about Livestream STL and what you guys do and the quality of production, things like that. I would really encourage anybody who's involved in athletics throughout the county, or really anywhere in the metro area, anybody who's interested in sponsoring activities to get on board and get involved with this. I think it's added a ton to what we do here. It's added a ton to the program. You guys are a class act. You're committed to doing things the right way, and we really appreciate that.
I wonder what Coach Jarvis is up to.
Jason! Jason! What's up? What's up? Bah!
Oh, hang on a minute. I got a call from Blair.
What's up?
What am I doing? I'm sitting here watching the coach's box.
This must be a wrong number.
Where's the game? Where's the game? Where's the game? There's the game. Livestream STL, now available on Roku.
I want to thank one of our sponsors here, Justin Neal over at USA Mortgage, the home of possibility. Check out Justin Neal, the branch manager over at 115 West Gannon Drive in Festus, Missouri. Give him a call, 314-287-4572, or on the web at festus.usa-mortgage.com. Also, we're broadcasting live from La Pachanga. Come on out. La Pachanga Great Eats over here. Great Mexican food here. Located at 1185 Scenic Drive in Herculaneum. You can give them a call at 636-475-4888 for carryouts.
Tell them what your favorite is on the menu, Ray.
My favorite
get
is
every
the
single
chicken
time.
quesadilla. The
Chicken quesadilla, man.
I mean, it's the bomb diggity. I'm just saying, you know.
Do
So.
you guys have a favorite from La Pachanga?
Hold on, let me get
Oh,
your
you gotta turn the microphone up.
Go ahead.
I'm calling an audible here.
I'd have to go with the shrimp and chicken fajita.
Nice.
That's my go-to every time.
Nice. So get the
Mine-
Caleb Schweigert special.
Mine is the Brothers Pizza, although it's an art. There's an art to eating the Brothers Pizza.
Okay.
You can't just eat it. You got to know how to eat it.
Right.
I can't explain it either. You just got to figure it out.
He and Coach Jarvis with
Yeah,
the Brothers
with
Pizza.
the Brothers Pizza, yeah.
So there you go.
That's
very cool.
Sorry, just had to throw that in there. Can
Well-
thank the wonderful folks here at La
Yeah,
Pachanga
there he is. He's
for
actually-
hosting us here.
Joel is
Thank you, sir.
setting us up with some more water. But before we get started with our next segment, we'll let you guys know tomorrow night we will have Diamond Cast baseball pending weather. But Festus 253, it's Festus Diamond Club. They're going to be taking on Rock Memorial, and I've just got an update on the time. That is moved up to 6:30. So pending rain, and stay tuned to that. So if you're interested in checking that out, that'll also be on Livestream STL, all their outlets like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, the Roku channel, Twitch, and Periscope. So if you're interested in getting that Roku channel as well, you can log on to videos.tkdssports.com, and that is how you get a hold of that. And we're going to go ahead and jump right back into this next segment here. Jeff?
Segment 2, before we go and talk about Rock Memorial, that could be breaking news for these guys.
Yep.
Obviously, they're playing tomorrow night, but they're having some issues with the lighting on that field. In fact, the first game we did, the Blazers versus Rock Memorial, Marcus Meyer from R7 came up to the plate, and as soon as he came in to get in his stance, the lights went out and were out for like 20 minutes or so. But that's why the game has moved up. And
Well, that's what happened to us down in Charleston yesterday. There was a lightning strike,
Yes.
and the lights just shut off. Luckily, there was a little bit of light left. Then
see what you're doing. Yeah,
it got a little darker. Then Coach Bone's like, "All right, let's just come off the field now."
Yeah, things got a little dicey there really quick.
Yeah.
But anyway, getting back to your multi-position roles with your various teams, let me ask you the final part of that question, which is, and I'll start with Charlie here. What is your favorite position on the field?
I like pitching a lot, but last year when I made the transition to catching a little bit, that was a lot of fun because pitching, I guess you get the ball every single time too, but catching, you also get the ball every single time. So it's kind of like it's a win-win both ways. But I like playing third base too, because when you get the slow rollers, you can kind of have some swag with it and throw it to first base and look cool, you know.
Well, that's what it's all about.
Yeah,
that's
having
what
a
it's
little
all
swag. Yeah.
You know, it's funny you mentioned catching. Tell the story about how you became the catcher on the team last year.
You know, I don't even know what transpired to make that happen, but I think Coach Bone was kind of like, "Hey, you think you can catch?" And I'm like, "I can play any position on the field." And he was like, "Well, get some catcher's gear." I think Schwag actually had some catcher's gear.
Yeah, because that was right after I had my knee surgery. I'm like, "Here,
Zach
you take
Meyer,
mine."
wasn't it?
Yeah.
So Coach Bone started working with me, and he just started throwing balls at me, and I'm like, I don't know, I probably could catch without any catcher's gear, and I wouldn't feel anything because I just can take baseballs wherever. It's kind of weird. I don't understand it, but and he was like, I think you'll be pretty good. And then I started messing around with my pop time, and I kept asking him, "What's my pop time? What's my pop time?" And then it was like, I think the best I had was like a 1.92 or something like that, and I was like, that ain't too bad.
Not
either.
bad at all.
And then come to find out I had torn UCL the whole time I was doing it. So.
Well, you know, it's such a grueling position, and you know, we were lucky to have two good catchers last year and rotated through the summer. Had you ever played catcher before?
No.
Not even in Little League or any T-ball, anything?
You know, I mean, T-ball, I don't even think I caught in T-ball. I might have caught once or twice when I was real little, but I wasn't catching, 90-mile-an-hour fastball from Michael Brewer, And then now they're texting me, asking me if I can catch their bullpens and stuff. Alec Casena and Michael Brewer, so.
Did you tell them, you're really good at it, and because you're really good at it, it's going to cost them?
Yeah, I did start charging them there for a little bit.
I was going to say, if you're really good at
afford my
something, you
price.
should never do it for free.
They couldn't afford my price, so I just had to let them go.
Those guys, you would think those guys would be able to, but anyway, all right. So what about you, Mr. Schwager?
I'm going to have to go on the same with Charlie. I think catching was probably the most fun position I think I've ever played. But third base is most definitely my favorite because
catching was one of the funnest things you've ever played, but you're glad you don't do it anymore?
Yeah, because I'll tell you this now: put some wear and tear on your knees, and we figured that out the hard way.
Catchers, it doesn't matter if it's baseball, fast pitch, girls. I always have a soft spot in my heart for catchers and what they go through. Usually where I'm sitting doing my job, I'm right behind the plate, and it's like catcher, umpire, and I'm back right there in the stands, to see what those guys go through on a daily basis, and have nothing but respect for anybody who gets back there and does that.
Especially on the days where it's 95 plus, and it gets real hot
at
back
St.
there.
Genevieve
on the turf field, yeah.
Yes.
Doing a doubleheader.
Yep.
And I know I had to check out a couple times. I did the first game and the second game, even where I was over on the concrete, I was like, I'm done.
Right. Yeah, it was humid the other day.
Yeah. It certainly was. So this kind of follows into my next thing. Obviously, you guys are both pitchers, but you're also very good hitters. So I'm going to ask your opinions outside the box here. Major League Baseball is back. Major League Baseball is back with some new rules for this summer. We've got, and I would assume, I would think they're going to try to push these rules through to stick even next year.
Right.
Every pitcher now has a 3-batter minimum. Mm-hmm. Extra innings, they're going to start a runner on second base. And now in the National League, we're going to have the designated hitter. What is your opinion of all three of those things, but primarily the designated hitter in the National League? How do you guys feel about that?
I guess that's cool. I don't know. I know a lot of the older folks aren't going to like that very much. Yeah, like you. You probably aren't happy about that, are you? Yeah.
The baseball
But
purists.
I don't think it's going to stick for very long. And I think also the World Series that we're going to have, there should be an asterisk by it. Just like last year, there should probably be an asterisk by that one too. But 2 years ago, actually. Not last
2 years
year.
ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago, there should be an
trash
asterisk
can
by it.
series.
Yeah, exactly.
The trash cans.
Well, everybody tries to steal signs, but you can't use technology. You can't do.
It's a part of the game to a certain point,
right?
Or they took it too far.
Exactly, they went way over the line.
Yeah.
So that's all right, Caleb. What about you? How do you?
The universal DH, I'm not a big fan of because I like seeing the pitchers hit because like you have Madison Bumgarner who can hit the ball really well. Adam Wainwright, he can piece some balls up every now and then. But I don't think I'm going to get used to it, and I hope the league doesn't either because I like seeing pitchers hit.
Conversely, what do you guys think of the summer rules of summer baseball we've been having this summer? We had a game the other night where we had like 3 extra hitters in the lineup. Lineup 10 instead of one DH, one guy. I mean, it was just
Monday
night.
Monday night, right?
Yeah, Monday night.
Oh,
I think,
Union.
It's just a weird setup.
Well, I think it's pretty cool. The pitcher always is going to get to hit with us playing Babe Ruth rules. But the extra hitter, I mean, I think that's cool too because some kids aren't very good at positions, but they can hit. And most of the time, if you can hit, you get in the lineup unless you're just, not the greatest at playing the field.
But there might be a liability in the field.
Yeah, but, I mean, I think that's awesome. Or if you got a dude that, is tender, he can't throw, put him as an extra hitter. Yeah. There you go. You got
so
at
this level, it's probably a worthwhile pursuit.
Right.
Yeah. In the pros, that's stuff for debate. Us old guys, we're never going to like. How do you feel about the 3-batter minimum?
I guess if I'm on the opposite side of the spectrum with that and I'm the one hitting, I guess that's okay. But I don't know. That's what if someone hurts their arm or something? What do you?
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking.
I'm
in
sure
my head.
there's an exemption for
there's got to be. So what? That's what everyone's going to do then. They're going to say, my arm hurts. My arm's hurting, and then there's going to be a way around all that. So I don't know.
Are you trying to tell me that baseball players are always looking for an edge?
Oh, yeah. If you're not looking for an edge, you're not trying to win.
That's right.
You're not trying to win.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
Caleb, what do you think about the starting off extra innings with a runner on second base?
When I read that new rule, I kind of thought we did that kind of stuff when I was 12. So
Triple SA League.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was that's something that's never happened, and personally, I don't like that. I think you should have to earn your runs, not get a free runner on base, and he can drop in a little single, and that runner scores. Game's over. No, you should have to. You get all 3 outs still, and you work on the lineup. You don't get any runners on, nothing.
Ray, turn your microphone on. I'd love to hear your opinion on this.
You really don't want my opinion, do you? Well, my opinion on the whole thing, I've never thought about that, Charlie Pratt, but how many times are you going to get in a situation where the batter or the pitcher's got to pitch 3 innings, and then he throws I've got arm discomfort, or I've got this, that, and the other. That is sly, I'm just saying, number one. But, I'm kind of like you also, Caleb, also with the putting a runner in second in scoring position. I mean, that's wiffle ball rules to me.
Yeah.
That's I'm too tired, and I just want to go home tonight. So, type thing. So that's kind of my thoughts.
How do you feel about the DH, Ray?
I don't like the DH.
All right, because you're an old guy like me.
Yeah, I'm an old guy like you. But, I mean, we've grown up in the National League for, all our life.
Yeah.
To me, you have 2 rules that are intended to speed up the game with the runner on second and extra inning and pitching to 3 hitters.
Yeah.
Then you have the DH, which is going to slow down the game.
Right.
Yep.
So it's kind of to me, they're using this season as sort of this test season to see how everyone's going to accept this stuff.
The season's already kind of tore up and messed up already. Let's mess up a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
But I'm sure major leaguers, like anybody else, just like you guys, they just want to be out on the field.
Yep.
It's a totally just as an aside, it's totally a shame that there's no minor league baseball this year. In fact, I think it's borderline criminal. But that's just my opinion, folks. And you can send your cards and letters right here to Livestream STL.
Thanks. The opinions.
The opinion expressed by Jeff Weiner. Hey, that's not the first time you've had to say that to people.
I have. The opinion expressed on this show is not necessarily the expressions of Livestream STL.
That's right. All right, guys. Let's go back to last year. All right. We had a magical run with 253. It was so much fun for everybody involved, and obviously you guys too. Was there a favorite moment from last season that sticks out for you, or a favorite game? Maybe in your mind where you go, wait a minute, we've got something here. We're going to go a long way. start with Caleb here.
So you're asking us, like, what was our favorite memory or, like, favorite game of that year?
Yeah, or just a moment, something, maybe even something that nobody knows, something happened in the dugouts or on the ride home that you go, wait a minute, this is something special.
I think my favorite memory was winning the regional championship and getting the dog pile, because that was something I've never gotten to experience before, and I think it was a great experience for a lot of kids. And we were all just so excited because we're like, tomorrow we're hopping on a plane to Shelby, North Carolina, and we're going to be living like big shots.
Charlie, what about you?
There's no specific moment that sticks out in my head, but I just knew going into it that this team was something special. I mean, it's like you guys say, it's the all-star team of Jefferson County. All the best players are on it. And I guess my favorite moment would have been beating St. John in districts. But, I mean, I've done it, 3 times now.
Yeah, we've done it
and
quite a few
times. It feels the same every single time, and I think that's my favorite moment every single year.
Well, and I can totally understand that from an athlete's perspective as a competitor's perspective, because St. John always has a great team, highly respected, and, of course, a friend of the show, Jeannie Bosler, down there.
Yeah, love Jeannie.
Always every game seems like it's a tooth-and-nail dogfight against St. John, regardless win or lose. So I can totally see where that comes from, you know. Last year, you actually had a little friction too, a little rivalry going. That's okay too.
Oh yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that at all.
No, though, I think
it's just being competitive. That's
Oh,
all
sure.
it is. Just baseball.
The St. John
Absolutely.
games are always the best. There was always something going on, and they were never boring games.
No, not at all. Not at all. Fellas, I'll ask you to look back to last year. Now I'm going to ask you to look into the future a little bit. There's that line from Moneyball where they say, we're all going to be told we can't play in the game anymore. Some when we're young, some when we're older, or whatever. I'm paraphrasing there, folks. After your baseball careers are over, what is it that you'd like to do with your life?
I'd like to become a children's psychiatrist.
A children's psychiatrist. So at Fontbonne right now, are you working towards a specific degree?
Right now, I'm just majoring in psychology, so that way I can take that degree to medical school. Then I can work towards my doctorate degree in psychology.
Okay. And your focus will be on kids, pediatrics, or whatever. But certainly the things you learn can be applied to everyone across the board, because I might need some help later on down the line.
Hey, if you ever need to talk to somebody, I'm always one call away.
I appreciate that. So is that something that you'd need at least a master's in, or higher?
I think so. I think I at least need a master's in, so I'll have to get some grad school in there. But I've done a lot of research, and it's something I've wanted to do since I was probably a freshman in high school.
Excellent.
Wow,
excellent.
Great.
That's good to hear. Charlie, what about you?
I think about this all the time. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? And right now, I guess I'm just gonna go to school and get my associate's degree and hopefully transfer somewhere and play ball and get my bachelor's degree. But I mean, I've wanted to be a mechanic, but that was before I was planning on going to high school or going to college. And then I want to go to Navy officer school if I get my bachelor's degree. I think that'd be cool. And then but I also want to be a state trooper or a police officer of some sort. So I don't know. Everything changes all the time. So it's kind of like just keep your head straight, stay focused.
Well, and that's the best part about being your age, right? Because I didn't know either.
Right, you can always change everything.
Yeah,
you never know.
And I think it's wonderful that Caleb has known since freshman high school what he wanted to do. But it's also perfectly fine to not know.
Things change in life all the time.
Absolutely. I do know this. Whatever both of you guys, because I've been fortunate enough to know both of you guys for a couple years now. I'm sure you'll both be highly successful in whatever you choose to do.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
So let's talk about the most important question I want to talk about on the show today. Who's got the best flow on the team? I mean, Charlie this year.
Do it again.
I mean,
there it is. Do it again. There you go.
Last year, one of the Riendos. I can't remember which one at the time. It was Ethan. I think it was.
Yeah, Ethan had the long
Ethan
hair.
had the glorious Kentucky waterfall with the beautiful mustache to go with it. Certainly, I think he took the crown last year.
Yeah,
for sure.
He did.
Yeah, for sure.
But this year we have you coming in now. I think yourself. We have Colin Riendo.
He's got some coming.
He's got some flow, and then was it Lane Axtetter?
Lane Axtetter has some. He's my competition right now. I don't know if Colin's in there yet. We give him a few more months, but Lane is. Well, he was. I think he got a haircut.
Oh, that could throw things off.
So I don't know.
Maybe we should have we start the season now. I think. I'm going to put you in first place right now as the season starts.
Okay.
But let's revisit this at the end of the year, guys.
I won't cut mine. me and my dad had a bet right when I had surgery that I can't cut my hair until I get on a pitcher's mound in a live game, and I haven't cut my hair since.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, we know Caleb has the best beard on the team.
Yeah, he does have the best
Yeah, I've
beard.
had this since I was about 17.
I think you have the only beard, don't you?
Yeah.
Well,
Coach Mayer.
your pitching coach, Mayer's
Yeah.
got the
Oh, my
James
gosh.
Harden scruffy thing going.
He's got the long beard going.
I don't think
didn't
he's
recognize him.
even trimmed that thing up in months.
No, probably not.
No.
He's probably watching right now too, knowing him. But
Yeah.
definitely the best facial hair there, buddy. Tell us, if you guys have known each other, you've played against each other for 4 years now, maybe even before that. I don't even know, Little League, stuff like that.
No, I don't
No.
know.
Caleb, if you wanted to ask Charlie something, if you wanted to interview him, what would you say? And conversely, Charlie, think about that for a second, guys. What is it that you'd like to ask each other? But I'm also going to ask you this question at the same time. Tell us something funny and unusual. This is a variation of the Ray question.
All right, I like it.
Tell something funny or unusual about one of your teammates that we may not know about.
That is a
This
variation.
is something that you might have found out on a ride or in the dugout or something like that. And remember, this is a family show.
I'm going to have to go with Jordan Duncan's candy addiction.
That is true.
That kid in either the
Twizzlers,
dugout
right?
or
Skittles.
yes, it's always Skittles. It's
Skittles.
a tropical kind. You'll find him eating a bag of those either in practice, in games, in cars. No matter what, he always has a bag on him.
Sugar Rush.
Yep.
I think I'm going to go with Jordan Duncan and his clumsiness. He is the clumsiest person I've ever seen in my life.
How can someone who's so
I don't-
graceful on the field be, once you get him outside
I
the
know.
foul lines,
I know,
he's
it's
tripping
hilarious.
and stumbling everywhere.
He was right when he was about to go to the bullpen. I see him he's just walking normal, and all of a sudden he puts his foot sideways and then kicks himself in the foot and trips over his foot, and then looked around and no one saw it except me, I guess. And I was like,
Oops.
Are you really clumsy? And he's like, very. I was like, I've noticed that, and then we just started laughing.
Maybe
about
he
it.
was just deficient in Skittles at
Maybe-
that point. Right?
yeah, that's
maybe
what it was.
he was
He
a little
needed-
low on sugar.
It's funny that you mentioned Skittles because I do the Jefferson College girls softball team, and half the team, they've got a bag of Skittles in their back pocket.
Yeah.
They'll have their wristband for all the plays on it. They'll
Right.
stuff that back there, and then you're looking, and it's like, is that their back? They say they'll get on base.
It's not sunflower
Whip
seeds,
out some
it's
Skittles.
Skittles.
Whip out some Skittles
Right.
and standing on second base.
Hey, sometimes you just might need that little rush when you're on the base path.
Well, every team you see the pros. They always make the rookie carry the snack cart
Yep.
or the snack cooler or something like that. So you guys do that with any of the guys that are the first year members of the senior team. I not haze them, but is there certain things that they have to do? Whether it's the Schnitzler guys, or I'm thinking of Dalen White, or some of these other guys now that they're up with the older club, that you guys have them carry the equipment or do certain things.
So Coach Mayer and Coach Bone, they set out a work list and our after game duties or BP duties, just something like that. So if we in a away game or something, you have something assigned that you either need to bring with you or you need to make sure that another person has it for you. And so we don't really get to determine who does what. It's more of the coaches, which I think is kind of nice because then we don't have to get on the kids. And I'm not going to have to stress out as much.
Our stuff does get easier as the longer we're in a program, but I just do the same. We're all on one team. You might as well help everybody out. It makes everything go by quicker. It's it's funny you say that because the other day someone was trying to
Dawson.
Dawson. I call him Dakota because they're literally the same person. I think it's hilarious.
Just a little different size.
Yeah,
but-
a little bit, yeah. So Dawson was on third base, and he wanted to bring the balls in to Coach Mayer and dump them in. Anybody else that probably had seniority on someone would probably have been like, told him to go do it. And I'm like, no, I've got seniority. And I grabbed the ball of buckets and run over and dump it in the bucket. And he thought it was the funniest thing ever.
Well, I'll tell you what, I want to explore that a little more when we come back after our second break. And we're going to pay some more bills here with Ray. Ray, take it away, my friend.
We are. You're watching Main Street Sports. We'll be right back.
What you guys do for Jefferson County sports, it doesn't go unnoticed by the coaches in all sports.
Yeah,
all
I appreciate
sports.
that.
You know, I have a lot of friends that are head, basketball coaches, and I've been, of course, around Jefferson County all my life and followed all kinds of sports, even before I got into the coaching. So what you guys do to help promote it with the kids is unbelievable, and we appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
For you guys to take your time and what you do is awesome. Just awesome.
Yeah, we try, we work hard, and we think they deserve it. The kids deserve to be able to be seen, and if we can turn out kids in the community to better them, get them in college, and make them a better citizen, that's the key.
Since their inception in 1980, SMCI has always been about high integrity and treating people the way you would want to be treated, just like family. Mostly known as a commercial contractor, SMCI has now decided to give the family treatment to everyone. They are now opening their residential department to the public as Home by SMCI, so everyone can experience the home treatment. Everyone deserves maximum comfort in their very own home. Isn't it time you come home? Contact SMCI at 636-337-4444 or on the web at homebysmci.com.
I wonder what Coach Jarvis is up to.
Jason! Jason! What's up? What's up? Man!
Oh, hang on a minute. I got a call from Blair.
What's up?
What am I doing? I'm sitting here watching the coach's box.
This must be a wrong number.
Where's the game? Where's the game? Where's the game? There's the game. Livestream STL, now available on Roku.
I want to let you know about Jeffco Diamondcast Baseball on Livestream STL tomorrow night. We will be out at Rock Memorial, as Rock Memorial is the host of Festus, the Festus Diamond Club. That'll be a 6:30 start, probably a 6:15 pregame. So make sure you tune in to all of our outlets here at Livestream STL. And if you're interested in getting that Roku, again, you got to log on to videos.tkdssports.com. Say that a couple of times faster. You'll catch us from the Jeffco Diamondcast Home Dome, brought to you by Home at SMCI. Also, don't forget to love our sponsors. If you're interested in sponsoring with us for summer baseball, this is how you get a hold of us. 314-852-5600. 4398 or live stream stl@outlook.com. And you can be just like the folks over at USA Mortgage, being one of our main sponsors for Jeffco Diamondcast Baseball. Justin Neal over at USA Mortgage, the home of possibility, located at 115 West Gannon Drive in Festus, Missouri. Give them a call at 314-287-4572 or on the web at festus.usa-mortgage.com. We are also broadcasting live from La Pachanga here. Love Joel over here at 1185 Scenic Drive in Herculaneum. LaPachangaMex.com is how you get a hold of them on the web. Or if you want to call in a call-in order or curbside service, give a call at 636-475-4888. That's La Pachanga Mexican Restaurant. We go to our final segment here. Jeff Whitener, take it away, my friend.
Well, since we're at La Pachanga, this is segment number tres. And just to follow up on the SMCI Home Dome, Caleb Schweiger got to be interviewed inside the
yes, he did.
Dome the other night. What are your impressions of the SMCI Home Dome now that we're broadcasting from?
I thought it was pretty cool. It's really nice. Keeps you in the shade, obviously, and that way you can have fans blowing on you and not have to worry about the heat overpowering you. But yeah, I thought it was pretty neat.
There you go. Cut that. That'll be a commercial for you right there.
Our biggest thing was the mosquitoes.
No mosquitoes.
Zero mosquitoes.
The lovely the Home Dome. So thanks Larry Kroediger over there at DeSoto SMCI. Gentlemen, I want to just talk a little bit now. Obviously, every year the roster rotates, flips over. You've got young guys coming up from the junior program in their first season now, seniors. This year's weird because you didn't get a whole lot of practice time. You guys didn't have they didn't have high school seasons.
Right.
You guys didn't have your college seasons. What do you do? Obviously, we talked about the fact that you really don't haze these guys. You try to lift them up and support them. But what do you do? First game the other night, you could tell some of these guys has jitters. Is there anything you do to talk to these guys to help try to bring them along in the process, whether practices or to talk or any kind of advice you can share with them, Caleb?
So usually I'm the loud voice on the team, so I do most of the talking.
That's why you're here today.
And the breakouts, but I like to tell the younger guys just to relax and always take deep breaths, not to worry too much about it. Just play it like it's a normal baseball game. These people are the same age as you, and there's no reason to be scared of them because we can do the same things, maybe even better as they could.
Excellent advice. Charlie, what about you?
I mean, we've all been through it. We've all been in their shoes before, everybody first starting off, So, I mean, I just try to make them as comfortable as possible. Tell them,
Tell them jokes
be support.
and stuff.
Yeah. I'm always goofing around. But when it comes down to it, I'm really not goofing around. But I just try to keep the dugout relaxed and stuff. Especially more so this year. It seems like everybody's so I don't know, nervous, I guess. I guess it's because we've got more younger kids. I don't really know.
Well, I think that and just everything that has happened, everybody's been shut down, everybody's been quarantined, so to speak. Everyone's not themselves,
right.
I know, and I'm just speaking from personal experience,
right.
Because it was just so wonderful for me to finally get behind the mic for your guys' games the other night.
Right. Yeah.
But so I think that has part of it too. But you can certainly tell, and I don't know if you guys spoke about it. Some of the guys, their first time pitching, the first couple of batters were, you could tell they were nervous. But then you settle in and you realize, okay, this is a baseball game like any other.
Yeah.
And you just got to be happy to be there. So.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I've given you time now to think about some questions you might want to ask each other. So at this point, we're going to turn the Main Street Sports Show over to Charlie Pratt and Caleb Schweigert, and they're going to run the show for a minute. So I'll start with Charlie here. Okay. So Charlie, you're the host of the show. You can interview Caleb.
Okay. So Caleb, what I got for you today is, what is your favorite Coach Bone moment?
Oh wow.
There's got to be a lot of them.
Where do I begin?
I think my favorite Coach Bone moment it was him always getting onto Jeremy Eisman last year, just for him the silliness and the things that he would do.
We do have some Jeremy Eisman stories.
Oh yes.
Well, and to let the folks know, Jeremy Eisman, former teammate of Caleb Schweiger at St. Pius, and 253 pitcher who's now at Maryville University. Jeremy, known for a unique perspective, let's just say, on life.
Yes.
So that might have something to do with it. And I guess that is Coach Bone in reaction to some of the things that Jeremy would do or say?
All of the things.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
All of the things he would do and say.
Because you never know what was going to come out of his mouth, and I think Coach Bone was scared every time he was about to talk.
Well, that's an excellent question. There might be you could come up with a top 10 Coach Bone moments, I'm sure, easily.
Easily. Yes.
Easily.
There is a lot of them.
Do you have any other questions you'd like to ask Caleb at this point? Now that you're a show host?
Now you threw it on him because you only asked him for one.
I know,
but
right?
I can come up with like 5 probably. I guess, what's your favorite moment of just all of baseball period?
Being able to meet new guys and creating bonds with all of them. So it's basically just like one big family. Then when we're all in the field, it's like there's no hate or there's no diversity between all of us. We're all together.
Right.
Beautiful question. Now, you want to go ahead and fire some of it. You guys can go back. You guys can have a nice little interchange here.
Right.
Okay. From last year's team, what was your favorite memory off the field?
Oh, every time we left out of town, there was something. You know, to be honest, my favorite memory was probably in Sedalia. We took second place in state, but we were going to move on to regionals. I think it was probably eating pizza on top of the hotel there. I really do.
You say on top of the hotel?
On top of the hotel.
You mean on the roof?
On the roof of the hotel.
The roof.
Yeah.
So there's
There-
got to be some backstory
there
here.
was the gate was all open. There was a staircase to get up there, and we just ate pizza on the roof. That was
Texted the
about
group
it.
chat and said, "Hey, everybody up to the roof now."
And everybody
Nice.
came, and we all ate pizza. And that team was something special. It really was.
Yeah.
The bond that we had was amazing. It was.
And folks that have ever been involved in any kind of team sport or, even whether music, arts, entertainment, where you have a group, an ensemble, those bonds are going to last a lifetime. You'll be able to see these guys 30 years down the road and
For sure.
and bring back stories. And that's what makes sports so special,
Yes.
especially, being on a team. But how tall was the hotel?
It was what,
3 stories? maybe?
Yeah, 3. It wasn't nothing big.
So it
or
wasn't that
anything.
much of a
No.
view.
No.
It was just the fact that
It
everybody
was just cool
together.
that we were eating
Yeah.
pizza on the roof. Yeah.
Let's cross something off the bucket list.
Yeah.
Very good. Very
Bucket
good.
list.
Charlie, you want to go back? To
Let's see. Out of all the out-of-town trips we've taken, which one has been your favorite?
Oh man.
Other than the World Series and Shelby and all that, just in all of baseball period.
Okay. I would probably have to say, my second year of JV with 253 would be the Springfield trip.
Gotcha.
Because
that
that was
state?
that was the year we won state, and the group of guys it was never a dull moment to be around any of them.
those kinds of trips can make the time fly, especially when you're
Yes.
winning. Those when you're losing, you suffer a tough loss. That long trip home is always a lot tougher. But
Oh yeah.
I actually have a person that has posted something, and this is actually geared to Charlie Pratt, so I'm going to make sure I get this right. So this is from Cameron Ford. You know
Okay.
Cameron?
Yeah, I know
Okay,
Cameron.
so Cameron actually hit us up when we were looking for a scoreboard operator the other night. He was going to come out, but Mr. Tim Arnold beat him to the punch. But Cameron, I'm going to read your question here, or your comment, actually. Charlie's a great support system. He turned me into the type of player I am today. He has taught me a lot. So I thought that was kind of cool. We just wanted to give that the love.
Yeah,
there it
Cameron's
is, the
good.
love.
He's a good ball player.
There it is. So, and it's funny because, like, you have no idea the type of leader that that you can be not even just
Right.
doing your thing, you
Right,
know. And
right.
so
The
I
type
think
of
that's
impact you can have on someone
Yeah.
just by talking to them,
Right.
just by
Yep.
supporting them, lifting them up.
Right.
You know, that's awesome.
good stuff. So.
Ray, do you have any questions for the guys?
Well, I mean, it's been really cool. I actually talked to your dad the other night, Charlie, just real quick, and just got a couple of updates on how you're doing and whatnot. And, you know, the season last year was a phenomenon. You guys have talked about that. I mean, everybody knows that was a really cool year, and it was really cool. I was thinking about also with Charlie, or with Caleb, the first time we interviewed you at St. Pius. You know, you were player of the game one night. You come up, and I think Matt and Schutte and I were calling the game.
You and Mr. Schutte.
And so we, you know, I had no idea what was going on out there. I mean, I kept hearing so much about Eli Dale.
Yeah.
Eli Dale. And I actually saw Eli during the break here.
Oh, did you?
He was out. It was graduation night. The night you guys graduated.
Uh-huh.
He was out there earlier. Caught up with him. K-State. He's just in waiting, just like all the rest of you
Yep.
guys. So, but kudos to Eli. But it's so funny, you know. After I just literally was thinking about this just now, the different relationships that we pick up. You know, because we didn't know each other from Adam last season, but
Yeah.
this year's like, oh, dude, it's the live stream guy now. So I mean,
Right.
it's kind of cool that we've been an impact, but you guys have been an impact for us too, because through you guys, we help find guys like Cameron Ford. You know,
Right.
be able to see you guys on there, and they look to you now, and some years down the road, somebody might be looking to Cameron.
Yes,
you
sir.
know,
Yeah.
so it's just a cool thing that we're building.
Well, and along those lines, speaking of player of the game, you know, we would be remiss if we did not mention that Charlie Pratt was our very first
He was
live stream STL player of the game.
Oh,
You
was
were,
I?
yep.
You are the very first. You
You
set
were.
the standard. You raised the bar for everyone else.
What game was that?
That was at Windsor.
It was.
okay.
Yeah.
I believe.
It sure was.
Okay.
I think
'Cause
you
you pitched
actually
that night.
pitched
Yeah.
well
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
you
wasn't
had a
there
really
that
good
night.
outing that night. I believe it was like a 2-1 game or something like that.
Yeah.
It was.
We had
it
just
was a really
decided
good
to
game.
come up with the player of the game at that point.
Uh-huh.
So, you know, for me, I've only known Caleb for a couple of years now and got to know him and the type of person, his character and everything. Charlie, I've no longer because Charlie. Usually, any sporting event I'm at, he shows up, and I was beginning to think he was stalking me at first, but actually, I think he likes, being around some of the people that some of the teams that I do and do work for,
Yes,
and
sir.
stuff like that. So, but Charlie's another high character guy that we're glad that both of you guys have been on. One last question for you, because everybody, you know, because of COVID and everything, shut down. So everybody was trying to find a hustle to make some money for school and stuff like that. Charlie has lawnmower business. Is that still
I
going
do,
on?
yes,
And
I
you still
cut a lot of grass.
You cut a lot
Yes,
of grass.
sir.
I know a lot of guys threw out a shingle to mow lawns and things of that nature
Yeah.
this summer. Caleb, are you doing anything else? Or are you just living off your parents?
No, I was actually, during all the COVID stuff and everything was closed, I was doing Instacart. So I would go
Okay.
out and go shopping for people, and you
Perfect.
can actually make really, really good money off that.
Excellent. So you gotta have a hustle to
Yeah.
figure out how to adapt. So that
Always
Gotta pay
always
them
gotta
bills.
be hustling.
gotta
Yep.
be hustling. That's right.
Oh,
Well,
Cameron
gentlemen-
Ford has another question.
Oh.
We're going to wait for it. Wait for it. Here it comes. And we're about 20 seconds behind, so it might be a second. So while we're waiting for the question to come in from Cameron, don't forget again, tomorrow night we will be out at Rock Memorial Field, Festus and Rock Memorial. That'll be a 6:30 start time, and hopefully that question comes on in.
I've
Hopefully
got a
we'll get the
question
game
for
in.
Jeff.
You have a question?
Yes.
Oh, look, I like that. Go ahead.
What is your favorite 253 moment?
Oh my goodness.
He just threw it right back at you.
That's going to take some, you know. I can't think of a single moment, but I can tell you how my involvement came about with 253, and and being an announcer, and at the time I was working at the local radio station and doing my PA work, and being disabled, always looking for something to do to fill my time.
Yeah.
And I guess I I approached Zach Bone because it's like I have nothing to do in the summertime. I was working a couple days a week at the radio station, and I just said, look, would you guys like, because they've seen me work before.
Right.
Would you guys like it if I came out and did the 253 games? And he said, come on out, and I said, I'll do it for free. I'm just bored in the summertime, know. And through that, and getting to know the team, I had no idea what a special journey it would put me on. Yeah. To be accepted as part of the 253 family is something very, very special. And, I had always known about the team. I had produced games on the radio that we called, and I knew about the legacy of the Bone family and everything. But to actually be a part of it is just it's one of the greatest things that's happened to me as far as my announcing career has gone. And I just it's something very, very special, and it's really in my heart. So I think that's the biggest overall impression.
Right.
So, well, what's Cameron have to say?
I'm over here about to cry.
Oh, don't cry, Ray.
I'm just kidding. No, so the question just came in. What is the most memorable moment at the World Series? And we'll go one at a time. Let's start with Charlie real quick.
Oh, my goodness. It probably, I don't even know. My favorite moment, personally, at the World Series was, I think it was the second day. We just got done. I think we just beat Mexico, and New Mexico. And there was Sedalia, the team that we actually came down there with, and I seen the bus out there, and they had all their stuff, so I was like, I'm going to go ask them what they're doing. I was like, hey, what are you guys doing? They're like, oh, we're going home. And I just thought I don't know, it was just, because we just got beat by this team, and we're still staying in the hotel. I guess that was at the regionals, not the World Series.
Yeah, it was regionals.
That was regionals.
Yeah.
But I think that was my favorite part out of the whole thing, to be honest. But I guess my favorite part out of the World Series was probably the parade. The parade was pretty cool. But I think there was rain, so we had to do it inside, didn't we?
Yeah.
I think that question's for you too, Caleb.
I think my memory was probably the big ceremony and the Friday night game against Louisiana. Even though we lost 9-0, it's a really cool experience looking up in the stands and seeing more or 6,500 plus people in the stands.
Yeah, I'm sure of that.
For high school kids, and it's a really cool experience, and I wish it was something that a lot of kids our age could be able to experience.
And all the people watching at home and watching on ESPN Plus.
Yeah, that was cool as well.
Yeah, being on ESPN was awesome.
Yeah, it's I will say one thing real quick, Ray. My favorite moment was the regionals last year. I had to think about this. Bases loaded. Ebersol comes in and does the Houdini act and throws 3 balls and then comes all the way back and gets the guy out.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was crazy to shut that thing down. But folks, thank you very much for tuning in today. This show will be archived on our website in perpetuity. No, what's that word?
On
a long time. It's going to be on there a long time.
Well, it'll be on Facebook. It'll be on all the outlets. We don't have a website yet.
Not yet.
In development.
In development, maybe. We'll see.
We'll see. But
we'll see how that goes.
I want to thank these guys for coming on today and sharing some good stories with us about what's going on with their life and the team. And we will see you all hopefully tomorrow night as the Festus Diamond Club takes on Rock Memorial in Imperial for this will be game 4 for you guys.
Yep.
For the season. I think this will be game 7 or 8, maybe 9 for Rock now. But hope to see you tomorrow night. Early start time, 6:30. We will be on the air probably at 6:15, right? Is that correct?
Sounds right.
Thank you very much, folks. Thanks for the folks at La Pachanga. We will see you later on Main Street Sports Show.